Anyone that knows you, has had dealings with you, will have experienced the ping as the WhatsApp message comes up where you've introduced me or whoever to a total stranger and then leaves the room. I mean, networking for you is a very big part of what you do, as well as trying to get people for the series. I mean, you think that sort of thing has taken over from the melting pot that was the betting ring and where everybody used to meet.
Definitely. My job really is to have coffees and dinners with people who, there's, if you look at, say, the group of companies on the betting and the property, there's about 30 different companies that all interlink, different types of betting, different types of property investments. So I'll meet people, and if I think that they're intelligent, they've got integrity, they're going to get on with the team, I'll then introduce them to the person who runs that part of the business, who knows far more about it than me, and then I'll depart from that introduction. But I do believe that something I've learned is every single person who comes for coffee, I always bowl the same delivery at them. I say, so when you came here today, what did you want to leave with a cherry on top? And they go, oh, right. Because I've learned that it's so rare that it's hard to get deals over the line. It's hard to start doing business with anybody when both parties want to do it, because it comes out, oh, we can't move the money, or we can't get on, or somebody's already doing it, or whatever. So I want to know exactly what that person wants from me. I want to be able to know that I can give it to them, and then they'll give me whatever I want and they won't even realise it. If not, there's no point doing it, because if anyone's begrudging you're getting more out of it than me, or they're not happy with the situation, I'd much rather send them off to somebody else who will be more expert at what would have been my side of the deal and would be able to give them more out of it. And I'd like to think that, somebody said to me once that it's a long road and there are few hiding places. And I think that further down that road, they'll think, well, Ben behaved properly, then he put me into this or that person, I did well out of it. They've got a new deal, they've got a new opportunity, and I get first dibs. And I think that it is a community. Something I've noticed when you see on at Epsom for the derby, in the winners' enclosure after the derby, or the Greyhound derby, there are trainers who can have a gamble tonight on one race, on an A8. You never ever see them in the winners' enclosure at Epsom or Toaster Greyhound track, because I think that to get to that level, I think that you have to work with other people. You can be granular and you can have individual moves or coups yourself. But if you're going to go through levels and become a champion, you have to do that with other people and you have to behave properly.
Now, you talk about going on that road forward. Do you think there's safety in numbers? Because the road is rocky ahead, isn't it? With the know your customer, affordability checks, that sort of thing. I mean, how do you see the future of the bookmaking?
Look, I think from the beginning of time, people have enjoyed betting, drinking alcohol, and doing, all sorts of other things that they will long after we're gone. I believe that what is most important in bookmaking, whatever type of bookmaking, I mean, the game is vast now. When we started, it was 9p betting tax. So you either went into the betting shop and had no chance. There were a few people you could have a phone account with, or you went to the betting ring. Now there's online bingo, online casinos, spread betting, financial spread betting, betting shops. There's betting in parts of the world that there was never regulated betting before. There's social media. There's all different tax jurisdictions you can work from. Like the army, You don't just go in and be a soldier. Now the army employs chefs and mechanics and all types of different experts to do things for them. And I think that there is a place for everybody. However, to be successful as a bookmaker, I believe that you must have identity. Because essentially, when you go to a restaurant and you order your favourite meal, you're going to go to the one that the restaurant, after a while, that cooks it the best. Well, £100 at 6 to 4, you've had a 150 to 1, whoever you've had it with. It tastes the same whoever you had it with. Over the years, Betfred, I think people don't realise it, but they bet with their own. Betfred, the Northerners bookie, Bonus King, Paddy Power, Irish, Sky Bet, press the red button. Bet365, Ray Winston, they've got all for young people. Victor Chandler, of course, was a man of great identity, just his style. So, on the race course, Stephen Little, you couldn't miss him. He had the coat, didn't he? Fitzdares, they have their market. And I believe that at Star Sports, our identity is that we respect and try to give back to the game. We work the betting ring to meet punters, to meet new people for you to interview, to get on the television. And Gary Woodgate, my right-hand man, he always says that when you see an advert for Star Sports, it's really just a shop window. People think, oh, it's a bookmaker, but you open the door, and when we have a meeting, there's so many. Really, if I meet somebody who's intelligent and talented, then I have really got somewhere to put them in property or betting.
Yeah, well, let's not beat around the bush. I mean, Star Sports as well is known for taking colossal bets on the racecourse. Would you say that is the main identity of the firm?
Well, it wouldn't be correct to say who, but on the Thursday of Cheltenham, this was our worst ever Cheltenham this year. A guy who's a CEO type person at one of the huge conglomerates of bookmakers, he came over for a chat and he said, oh, come and have a drink in the box. And on the way, I said, how are you doing? And he said, one of his bookmakers, he said, oh, they win on every race and they normally cheer the favourite. And he said his other bookmakers wins on every race unless a particular hot pot wins. He said, how are you doing? I said, I'm losing 2 million quid. I don't think I've broken even on a race yet. But at the end of the day, you are only competing with yourself. I want to hear that other bookmakers are doing well. I want to hear they're selling their businesses for huge sums of money. I want to hear that they're retaining margin and opening new accounts and all the rest of it. Because I'm in a healthy industry and people are betting. Now, that bookmaker is running a business, the size of British Airways or whatever. And I will never, ever be able to compete with them for £5 and £10 punters. Never. If I tried to, I'd be a fool to myself. That man wouldn't have done it to me. I would have done it to myself. But at the same time, he's never, ever going to be able to compete with me for 5, 10, 50, 100 grand punters. I don't think Fortnum and Mason are worrying about what Tesco are doing, and I don't think Tesco are worrying about what Fortnum and Mason are doing. It's completely different. So, but you have to have that strict identity. I think that we've seen so many bookmakers come and go, good bookmakers, who probably on their final days of trading, BetBright, they had a fantastic website, did lots of good sponsorship, had all the markets, and they probably said, but we offer everything that Sky Bet and Ladbrokes offer or whatever. Well, yeah, so if you do that, and why is it, if those people have already got an account with Ladbrokes and Sky, but what is the differentiation? What are you offering that's different? You know, and I think that you have to have that identity, and it has to be genuine. If it's not, people, again, I think that puts people off, and I think that you have to keep things fresh. So, for instance, on betting people, we've done over 200 people. This year, we're planning on sending yourself off to be a bookie for the day in Belgium with an on-course bookmaker. We hope to be betting at the Melbourne Cup. We're applying for a license to go and bet out there. So we'll see what it's like being a bookie there. So using those people that we've met, working with them, we're now going to move betting people on a bit and do some mini documentaries. Hannah, who does some social media stuff, this week has made a documentary with my son on the fashion, on how to buy an outfit in Notting Hill, Westbourne Grove in the charity shops. So you don't have to spend a fortune in Bond Street. You can go down Portobello Road and still go to Ascot.